Hello, I am Nicholas Glynn with my partners Kevin, Ray, and Lewis, and our case is going to be on Exxon Mobil. So, the key sustainable business initiative we identified was they have a goal for net zero emissions by 2050 in two different lenses, Scope 1 and Scope 2. What does this mean? Scope 1 is going to cover direct emissions from their owned or controlled sources, while Scope 2 is indirect emissions from the generation of purchased electricity, steam, heating, or cooling from any reporting company that they're in business with. So some of the stuff they're doing right now to help achieve net zero emissions is eliminating routine gas flaring at the Permian Basin, reducing production of greenhouse gases. They're going to use soybean oil and biofuel. They'll transition to camelina oil eventually. They're going to be improving renewable diesel carbon by 50%, expected to produce 20,000 barrels of renewable diesel, and partnering with global clean energy sources. So we came up with a few questions for customer insights. For descriptive, we have what communities does this transition affect? Who are the people that might be using their fuel, and how will it affect them from going net zero by 2050? Predictive, we're thinking, will customers need to purchase new vehicles in the future or upgrade different energy sources in their houses, HVAC, for example, to meet these goals? And then for prescriptive, what can Exxon do to minimize the internal cost of the customer with new initiative plans? As for product insights, our descriptive question is what kind of technologies are in use and how much of an impact do they already have? So what kind of assets do they have already that are lowering carbon emissions, and what kind of data could be extracted from that? Then for predictive, we have in order to achieve net zero, what kind of technologies will need to be utilized? Thinking ahead in the future, what will they need to do and invest in? And then for prescriptive, we have what facilities will need to be built for the new technologies mentioned in the previous question. Operational insights. For descriptive, we have how much of current methods contributed to net zero already, overseeing the entire company and what they're currently doing. And will that allow them to continue and achieve this goal by 2050? For predictive, we have how does the goal affect the supply chain of their resources? Going back to the first slide, we're talking about different kinds of oils to be used in biofuels, other kinds of technologies or resources that they're going to need to invest in. So the goal of net zero is going to come with different supply chain operations that they're going to have to think about. For prescriptive, we have, are there any new methods that can be used to help reach this goal? So now thinking about what data sources could be used, given those three customer, product, and operational insights and the questions that came from that. For starters, ExxonMobil's website already offers several data visualizations discussing their new sustainability initiatives. You can go onto their website and track many key points that they already have. We thought that data owned on customer vehicles currently, depending on whether they have a car, a truck, SUV, van, whether it's electric or not, or maybe even a hybrid, that will definitely contribute to their strategy going into 2050, because they're going to need to know who they're affecting and what customer is going to be affected by transitioning from gas and oil over to new technologies. They publish the ExxonMobil Sustainability Report every year. The latest one is 2021. There's also an emissions gap report from 2021. And then thinking ahead, we can look at sustainable mining practicing reports for stuff such as lithium ion batteries or other precious metals that they're going to need to use, and how will that affect the land. All right, that is it. Thank you for listening.